So hey kings and queens, today we'll be discussing starter locks.
I can make you put your phone down.
So hey guys, today I thought I'll do a video on starter locks. People who are thinking about starting the journey, those who are already in the journey, and those who maybe been locked for a while. So here are my tips and my thoughts on starter locks. So as starter locks, there are a few type of starter locks. You have your 2-strand twist, your freeform, sister locks, coils, and I do believe braid locks. The way I did my hair, I did mine with 2-strand twist. I started them on my own. I parted my hair myself, and I've maintained my hair myself up to this point. Now, for those who are starting on locks, and you may have mostly 2-strand twist or coils, the best person on YouTube to watch about locks and how to maintain them is Damian Walter. I'm pretty sure if you have locks or you're thinking about locks, you've ran across his page. I love his page. Like, he is my go-to on everything, and when I mean he has the best insight, I really want him to do my hair. Like, he is awesome. Also, I was just recommended to Yandy the Lockologist, and she's very great on her information. She's out in New Jersey, where I'm from, and you know, she has great information, and she's more towards no product, and that's more where I'm at. Now, as far as starting off with starter locks, the number one thing that I do see people questions is how to deal with the slippage when you're first starting out. Now, I research. Now, what I've learned and what helped me through my process is when I first started my starter locks, I took the little black rubber bands, you know, the ones that we use. I'll show you here, like that. I used those, and what I would do is I would take sections of my starter locks, we'll say like this much, and I would literally just take the rubber band and put it on the end. And what happened was that I would section off my hair all over my head with little rubber bands, and when I would wash my hair, I would just focus on the scalp. And you know, if you watch enough lock videos, the shampoo will run through your twist or your coils and your starter locks, so you don't have to worry about manipulating the twist or coils, but you just wash your scalp, rinse it out. Once you get out, you take the rubber bands, you take them off, and I can promise you 9 times out of 10 you will not have any unraveling. You might have one or two. You can't just not have a couple. It's part of the journey, but you will have less slippage, and it will make washing your hair just so much more easier. Once I started doing that, my starter lock journey, as far as washing my hair, I had no frustration. So give that a try. So another thing I see a lot of people ask about is the fuzziness. Now, me personally, I like the fuzziness. It gives my hair a certain look. When I do certain styles, it makes it look more fuller, and I embrace it. I didn't stress about it. It didn't bother me. I was prepared for it because of all the videos and information I read on locks. So me personally, I would say don't worry about the fuzziness. I don't know a person who has locks that hasn't dealt with fuzziness. It's part of it. It's like a person who has straight hair and they have flyaways, and no matter how many times they put stuff on their hair to slick it down, gel, pomade, mousse, you're gonna have flyaways. It's part of your hair. Embrace it. Don't worry about it. I would also want to recommend, please don't cut the fuzzies. Don't start snipping. It's some scissor happy people out here that want to snip ends, who want to snip the fuzzies, who want to let your hair run its course. Just starting off locks. The more you manipulate your locks in the beginning, you will regret it in the end. Trust. So let's just leave the fuzziness alone. Remember, these are starter locks. Your hair is going to bud. It is going to shrink. Oh, let's not talk about shrinkage. I think when I first started my 2-strand twist, my hair was like about here. By the time I put my 2-strand twist in and did my first wash, they were about up to here. You're going to deal with shrinkage. Also, like a loose natural, you wash your hair, and when your hair is heavy from the water, you see your length. But once it dries up, it shrinks up. It's just something that comes with the process. Be happy. It's part of the journey. Shrinkage is what comes with it, because eventually you will see growth and you won't have to worry about shrinkage. So here's a tip I have. A lot of people don't know when their hair is locking in their starter lock phase, but something I've caught on a few videos throughout my journey researching when I first started my starter locks, and this is a true fact. The more you wash your hair during your starter lock phase, you would notice your hair is locking when you wash your hair and you feel the weight of the water weigh your locks down. To me, that's like the best feeling in the world. Even now, being 2 years locked, when I wash my hair, I love to feel the weight of the water on my locks. To me, I just like that feeling, probably because my locks are very, very light. They're small, and I do not use product. I use water and oil to lock my hair. But when you first start off washing your starter locks, as you will notice, you'll be just washing your hair. I say within a couple months, you will start to notice as you're washing your hair that your hair might feel a little weighed down. Not much, but that's when you know your hair is locking. That is the key sign. So do not mess with it. Do not get frustrated thinking it's not locking, because on the outside it might not look like it, but on the inside, that hair, that lock is locking. And the water will be able to tell you. The more your hair lock, the heavier your locks feel. Not in a bad heavy way. To me, it's a great heavy way. So look out for that. That is like the key way to know your hair is locking. So of course, I'm sure you hear from everybody is, please, when you first start off starter locks, do as less manipulation as you can. I cannot stress this enough to people who ask me questions on my IG. We're so quick and so eager to want to do braid outs, to want to do twist outs, to want to pull our hair up and do updos. Me personally, I refuse to do a hairstyle on my head unless I have the length and unless I know my hair is capable of doing that. I say in the first 6 months, really the first year, I totally recommend just let your hair wear out. Now my style was to part it on the side and wear it parted. And I think that's why I don't have too many bumps in my locks or too many lumps, because I try to not mess with my hair as much as possible. I don't think I did my first 2-strand twist until I was almost a year or about a year and something in. So I would recommend maybe 11 months in. But I would recommend to do less of manipulation as possible, because the more you manipulate your hair in the process as it locking, you will not get that cylinder effect that you may want with your hair. Me personally, I still have lumps in my hair because, you know, I did 2-strand twists, and that's what comes with 2-strand twists. Palm rolling. If you palm roll, even if you interlock, I just recently started doing this, so please take it from me. Palm roll down your lock. I did not do that. I palm rolled just the root. So if I was to show you a close-up on my locks, you would see that up here, it's really nice and smooth. But down here, it's completely lumpy and bumpy. And I recently started palm rolling down my lock, and I'm noticing a difference in my lock. They're starting to form a little bit better. They're starting to be a little bit more straight and more polished, and that's what I want. So to avoid what I am going through, please just palm roll down the whole lock. You will be so grateful for that later on down the line. Also, I've noticed people who get budding. Now, there's a difference between budding and bunching. Budding is when you have a lock and it gets puffy and it gets fat in one little area because your hair is locking. It swells and then it tightens up to make the lock. Bunching is when your hair is pushed up and you have a lump. Now, don't take this from me. Do not do what I do unless you feel comfortable enough. But what I did to my bunching was I would kind of just try to not pull, but I would try to just straighten it out and unbunch it and try to catch it in the very, very early. Now, if you're doing coils, you probably won't have bunching, but if you're doing 2-strand twists, 9 times out of 10 you're going to get bunching. And I got rid of a lot of bunching because on this side of my head I had so much bunching and I thought it was budding, and I'm like, well, it's budding. And once my hair started locking, it stayed, and I was so that wasn't supposed to stay. I learned the difference between budding and bunching. Know the difference. And if you could fix the bunching, try to fix that early on so you will not have that issue later on down with your locks. So for products, me personally, when I researched and I saw that video of that mold and that lock, it freaked me out. It freaked me out. When I saw that, I was horrified. So I literally, as I research with Starter Locs, if you use a lot of product in the beginning, that is more likely to stick in your hair longer than it is later on in your journey. And this stuff is going to be in your lock as it's locking. That is going to be your foundation. No one stressed that. Using product to start off your locks is your foundation. Now, when I started my locks was 2 years ago, it was a really big deal on YouTube. Everyone was doing the no product and just water retwist. So I think I came in a very good time. Me personally, I wash my hair. I put the choice of my oil in my hair and I literally retwist. Now, a lot of people think you need product to have your hair locked. Think about it this way. If you read the history on locks, they had no Jamaican line twist gel lock hold. They didn't have any twist and lock gel. They literally washed their hair, which is called free-forming, and their hair literally locked on its own. So they didn't have product. You do not need product to lock your hair. But if you have to use product, by all means, I'm not shunning people who wear products. Go for it, because every once in a blue I will use aloe vera gel and also the Eco Styler gel and olive oil or argan oil. Basically, I want to say enjoy your journey, especially when you're starting off with your Starter Locs. It is a beautiful journey. You will see your hair do amazing things. I'm sure you hear this from everybody, but you will learn so much about yourself from having locks in your lock journey. You will learn patience. You will need patience. I can't stress enough patience. Patience. It will show you so much patience. It's unbelievable. Not to say that you will have patience for everything else in your life, but you will learn to have patience with yourself. You will probably in the beginning of your stage, there will be a lot of people, from family to spouses to friends to strangers, who may give you strange looks, may even think you're going crazy because what are you doing with your hair? The best advice I could give anyone who is locking their hair, who have locked their hair, who deal with, you know, stereotypes and just people not really supporting your journey, who cares? It's your hair. And because let me tell you something, I have already inspired a few people to lock their hair. You'll be amazed at you locking your hair, the changes in your life, the changes in other people's life. Do you? Basically, that is it. That is my little information and a few tips on Starter Locs. I'm pretty sure you've seen tons of videos on Starter Locs, but I hope I put 2 tips in here that will help you. The best thing I could tell you is to love your journey. Your journey is your journey. Don't worry about nothing else. Let your hair chill. Let it just do its thing. Because let me tell you something. Once you start getting that length and that lock, you're going to be doing so many things with your hair. So enjoy just chilling right now. Just enjoy it. It's so easy. It's so cool. So till next time, kings and queens, I hope this was helpful. Please do not forget to subscribe. Subscribe, please. Subscribe back if you do videos. Subscribe. Please like. I could do some thumbs up. This has been a rough week. And comment below if you have anything to say positive. If you want to show some love, I'm willing to show love back to your channel. I'm here to support other YouTubers. I'm all for that. So make sure you subscribe, like, comment. Until next time.